Glad you're staying with us right here on The Exchange, where your business is our business. I'm Rico Hizon. Farmers and agricultural groups have warned against the ratification of the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, or RCEP, citing its negative impact on the industry. So, what is the way forward? Let's now have an exchange with Federation of Free Farmers, Leonardo Montemayor. Thank you, sir, for joining us on The Exchange. Ngayong kasama na ang Pilipinas sa RCEP, ano po ang impact nito sa mga magsasaka at mangingisda?
Well, we're still extremely worried, Rico. But of course, not now that the agreement is there, we will be engaging with government. Okay, so itutuloy po namin yung pakikipag-ugnayan namin. Unang-una sa mga senador na nag-ratify ng treaty, and of course with the executive branch that was pushing hard for the Senate to approve it. So we will hold them up to account. Kung ano po yung mga pinangako nila, we will check if the actions now and in the future match those commitments. Now, ang isa pong malaking source of worry namin, Rico, is despite the assurances during the Senate debates that agriculture in general, and particularly the sensitive agricultural products like rice, corn, and hog meat would not be touched by any reduction commitments. We are still extremely apprehensive because right now we already have a lower tariff environment for these and other sensitive items. You will recall, Rico, during the last year of President Duterte, he issued an executive order that unilaterally reduced tariff rates on rice, corn, and hog meat to very low levels.
Ayan po, Mr. Montemayor.
We are not assured that, yes.
Ngayon nandito na yung RCEP, na-ratify na ng Senado. Kasama na tayo sa free trade arrangement na ito. And of course, we're looking towards the government for sufficient assistance. Pero on the part po of mga farmers and fisher folks, how should they adapt now na darating na itong RCEP sa ating bansa?
Yes, Rico, just quickly, just to add to what I said earlier, we hold the government to account to their promise that these sensitive items will not be touched and tariffs will not be lowered, especially on a unilateral basis. In the case of what steps do we take now, we want the government to spell out in very concrete terms, in terms of budget allocations, in terms of strategies and specific programs for rice and other commodities, what will be the measures to make our sector more competitive?
At sinasabi po ng mga senador at mga economic experts with or without RCEP, I mean, if you take a look at the agricultural sector, Mr. Montemayor, it has a lot of problems, hindi ba po? Smuggling, hoarding, and under-implementation of programs. Pero ngayong kasama na tayo sa RCEP, I mean, apart from the agricultural sector, this will also give other industries opportunities for growth and will boost the economy.
Yes, but let me also point out that the problem of smuggling affects all products. It's not just, agriculture, but other products also, for example, in industry. So what is important now, as I pointed out earlier, is come up with very time-bound and specific enforceable programs to improve our productivity, to reduce our costs in production, and improve the the logistical side of agriculture and the other activities related to agriculture.
But over the past several months since the start of the Marcos administration, Mr. Montemayor, we've seen a lot of importation of goods. I mean, over the last few days, nakita po natin a large importation of sugar without any sugar order. Sa palagay niyo pa, tuloy-tuloy itong mangyayari, ang pag-import ng ating mga agricultural products without any sugar order? Or without any
isa
order?
Naman pong kanyan. Isa rin pong dahilan yan kung bakit, kumbaga, we are keeping our fingers crossed, kumbaga, na talagang tutuparin tong mga pangako. Kasi nga, patuloy po yung yung importasyon. Ano po ang assurance namin na hindi po mangyayari yan given our recent experience on these matters.
Over the past 8 months of this administration, have you seen any concrete measures, any concrete actions na ginawa ng gobyernong ito para tulungan ang ating mga mangingisda at mga magsasaka?
Isa po sigurong, shall I say, is also quite significant is the big increase in the budget for 2023 for the Department of Agriculture by about 40%. But other than that, wala akong maituro sa ngayon ng iba pong mga significant forward steps for the agriculture sector, Rico.
So, sa palagay ba ninyo, sa maraming problema ng agricultural sector, kailangan ng palitan ang ating Agriculture Secretary? Should the President already step down as the Chief of the Agriculture Department and hand it over to someone who can really watch over the farmers and our fisher folks?
Yeah, I think it's now time really for the president to appoint a full-time secretary. Even more important is that any secretary should have very close interactions and consultations with the stakeholders in the agriculture and fisheries sector. That has been missing this past several months, Rico. Wala pa pong direct interaction ng mga key executives, senior executives of the DA. For example, dito na lang sa mga concerns namin with respect to RCEP, not a single senior executive, meaning undersecretary and above, has sat down with us and discussed all our complaints. That's why nung dumating po yung issue sa Senado, saka lang doon sinabi ng mga senador in their concurring resolution, okay, we will approve the RCEP, but these are the conditions that we set for approval. And then they named all those measures about, competitiveness enhancement. Baliktad, Rico, dapat inuna muna itong mga concrete steps na gagawin o dapat inumpisan na bago i-ratify itong RCEP. We put the cart before the horse. It's now time to let the horse go ahead of the cart.
Thank you so much for this agricultural impact exchange, Leonardo Montemayor of the Federation of Free Farmers. And straight ahead on the exchange, where your business is our business. How has slashing tariffs on most goods affected companies from countries part of RCEP? We speak with the Indonesian Chamber of Commerce and Industry next on CNN Philippines. News you can trust.